See, I told you I was still here. This week on AYL TV, good things happen in threes. We're going to start with BOREX, the Boise Off-Road Expo. What a place to visit. Then it's off to the Warhawk Museum nearby, and we're going to end up the day with a rugged ride in some of Idaho's greatest terrain.
Hey, I'm Scott Phillips with AYL TV. We love Utah, but you've got to get out and see the rest of the country. Today we're up here in Idaho and we are taking full advantage of the Hidden Gem Hot Spring, this beautiful location, taking a little bit of time to relax and enjoy ourselves before we head up to the Boise Off-Road and Outdoor Expo.
So this weekend is the largest off-road event here in Idaho for sure. It's an event geared toward the off-road scene and the outdoor scene. So you're gonna have stuff here from campers, there's climbing equipment, there's recovery gear. So there's a large space here. People from all walks of life can come in. And then also, it's also very, very family friendly. There's food here, there's bounce houses. They're gonna have a magician here, which I think is so freaking cool. It's very much a family feel. We've gone to some expos that are worth millions and millions of dollars, and it's very much vendor focused. Show up, buy stuff, go home. This is one where you can show up, buy stuff. There's also clubs here. There's people advocating to keep our public lands open. So I mean, anywhere from the ages of really young all the way to 60, 70 years old that are looking to live out of a camper, they can find it here. And I feel like there's less pressure here. It's a little more low-key, which makes it more enjoyable. So creating this environment where people from all walks of life can come in, get something from the show, have a good time, meet new people, I think it's really, really special.
Hey, while we're here in Boise, we decided to go over and check out the Warhawk Museum. This is super cool. They have a lot of really awesome vintage aircraft, a lot of fighter planes. They have just tons of stuff from veterans, just all sorts of stuff. Scott Phillips, he's an aviation nut, and he got to go see his favorite plane.
I can't wait to go back and see the P-38. I can't wait to see that.
Hey, I'm Scott Phillips with AYL TV, and today we are at the Idaho Warhawk Museum just outside of Boise.
My grandparents lived in Washington State, and my grandma was a coast observer. And so they had cards like this with Japanese airplanes, and she had an assigned area to watch and make sure that we didn't have any Japanese aircraft coming to attack the coast of Washington. What they would do is they would get into this and they would have a cover over it, a light-proof cover, so there was no light. They were totally dark except for the illuminated instruments, and then it would move. It's on a gimbal, and so it would move side to side, up and down, back and forth, and they had to fly trusting the instruments. So this was how they solved the problem of how do you train the thousands of pilots that we need to train, and we don't have enough aircraft to do it.
This museum is incredible. What a treat to see things like this that you just would never see.
I love the P-38. It was like nothing else flying. It was incredible. This has been my favorite fighter. This is my favorite World War II fighter, and I've never seen one in person. So to be able to come to Boise and see it is just mind-blowing for me. This is the coolest thing. In the world, there's only 7, I think, that are flyable. They're so rare. And this was one of the most mass-produced planes of World War II, and they made them all the way through the whole war. They were designed as an interceptor, and so when you had air raids coming, the planes were up high, and so you had to have a plane that could fly fast and climb quickly. You had 450 caliber machine guns, and then you had a 20 millimeter cannon that was just devastating to an airplane. The Germans called them the fork-tailed devil. Yeah, I've never seen one in real life. I've built models of them. I've read books about them. I've seen pictures about them. So this is something really special for me to see one real life.
Welcome back to AYL TV.
So we're up here at the Boise Off-Road Expo. This expo has got something for everybody here. There's overlanding, there's camping, there's side-by-sides, there's Jeeps, there's off-road equipment, recovery gear. Whatever you want, you can find it here.
Seriously, there's so much going on. We're gonna take you with us and go check it all out. What do you say?
There's a lot of great vendors. Let's go one by one and let's try to see it all.
We got into the power sports about 3 years ago with Segway. We sell the Segway Soup Villain, UT10s, the Roxor products, which are made by Mahindra. We started UTV suspension specialists. No matter what you ride, if you ride in the dunes or if you just ride in the trail, everybody's different, but you need to tailor your suspension to the type of riding that you do. And once you do that, you'll love your ride even better.
And now we wait for the unsuspecting TikTok.
So Trails Off-Road started out as a website and quickly became a mobile app. We started about 10 years ago. And what we do is we go out and map off-road trails in person in our own vehicles, and we document them in extreme detail. So we're going out there and driving and marking obstacles, dispersed campsites, points of interest, anything and everything that you would want to know about before you actually go out and hit the trail. We store all that information in our website and then also in our mobile app, which supports offline use. So you can have our detailed trail guides while you're out exploring.
So we get the chance to be a part of a lot of off-road expos. What's gonna be those top reasons people are gonna come out to one of these?
I think education and POW factor. I mean, when you come to an off-road expo, there's a lot of new products on display.
Yeah.
We're talking about recovery gear. We're talking about new innovative products that are coming out in the marketplace. We're talking about safety gear, first aid equipment, you know, all the new camping stuff coming out. You can really take in a lot. Like, we do a lot of side-by-side stuff.
Yes.
So when you kind of come to this and you get into the camping world and you get into the overlanding world, you get into the Jeep world, you get into the recovery world, you get to learn a whole bunch of stuff and see a lot of products and talk to people who are making them and what they use them for.
Yeah.
A lot of demonstrations. I just feel like you can learn a lot.
Yeah, and in our experience, we do see a lot of products hit these type of shows first before you actually see them online, so you get to see those products for the first time. And the other thing I'd like to mention is the education. Lots of courses going on, trail etiquette, recovery classes, a bunch of them that they put on.
We've come to a lot of these things and we're never bored.
Right.
We're always learning something, you're always finding something out, you meet a lot of people, but at the end of it, there's so many new products and things are innovating so fast, you can kind of stay on that cutting edge of what's new out there.
Right. One of the best points is you're among so many like-minded people.
Right.
You're among people who have the same interests as you, and there's a bunch of clubs and things there, and you're able to find groups of people to ride with as well.
And there's always a lot of good food, and we should go find that next.
I say we do it.
Welcome back to AYL. We're at the Boise Off-Road and Outdoor Expo. And one of the great things about all places is that there are some great clubs. We have great clubs here in Idaho. We're going to check out a few. These guys are the boots on the ground. They're the place to go to get involved with club rides, with cleanups, keeping the trails open. So we're going to check out a few of those right now.
We're from Southwest Idaho UTV Adventure Rides, and we're out here at the Boise Off-Road Expo. And we're trying to share our message of having fun and respecting the trails. Because if we don't respect the trails, then the trails will be closed. And we want to promote the good stewardship of using the off-road and enjoying our state and other states.
We've been around a few years now. We basically are fans of Jeeps from the Willis, Kaiser, and AMC era. And we like to get together once a month to kind of talk about old Jeeps and the problems that are associated with being a fan of those vehicles and the joys involved as well.
So my job during the summer, I travel statewide and maintain all the ATV trails all over the state. We work 8 days on, 6 days off. So we're out at trailheads for 8 days doing anything from brushing, removing rocks, removing logs, making sure the trail's clear and open. This is our platform for We Fight for Users. We want to keep as many trails open as we can, and we try to reopen as many trails as we can.
Hey, we're going to go check out a trail with the Snake River Off-Roaders. This is a really unique trail called Hell's Half Acre in southern Idaho, and it's a real treat. You guys are going to enjoy it.
As recently as 15,000 years ago, lava spilled up out of the earth to spread over the plains of southern Idaho. Once the molten lava flow cooled, it left its mark on the landscape in the form of tough, sharp, volcanic rock. This unique material presents its own challenges and rewards. The Snake River Off-Roaders are in the process of getting Jeep to designate this a Badge of Honor trail, which would be well-deserved, as it's southeastern Idaho's most unforgiving yet satisfying trail.
Today we're out here on Hell's Half Acre. As a club, we've been out running this trail for several years. It's a wonderful trail. Very technical, definitely no lack of obstacles through the whole thing.
It's a pretty unique wheeling experience out here on the lava rock. It's probably one of my favorite trails. There's nothing I've ever wheeled that's quite been like this. The coolest thing about it is the really surprising amount of grip that you can get with it. Your tires will just really bite in. You do got to be careful though, because with that extreme grip, if you get anything like wheel hop or you start to spin and you catch traction real quick, it's real easy to break U-joints and drive shafts and axles and rings and pinions, and I've seen it happen. That's something you always got to keep in the back of your mind, is to be a little bit lighter on the throttle. It's not steered me wrong yet so far. I haven't broke anything, knock on wood.
I came out here before I joined the club and checked out the area, and it was pretty treacherous. And I figured it looked like a good place to off-road at BLM land. And it was open, there was trails that were designated. And so I kind of explored around, but that was one of the things that promoted us to join the club, is there's a lot of trouble you can get yourself into.
Anytime you come out here, if something happens and someone breaks or someone gets stuck, and you have so much help immediately, I mean, just going way out of their way to help each other out and look out for each other. And it's just been really awesome, and that's definitely one thing I really enjoy about the club. It's just one big family. My wife had a Jeep, and I was spending a lot of money on parts, building it up and everything, and she's like, well, why don't you just get your own? And so I thought, okay, that's what I'll do. I got a 99 Jeep Cherokee XJ. Just goes from there, you start building it and everything, and the only stock thing left in that Jeep now is the transmission. Extremely capable for what it is. It surprises me even still.
I've really come to really enjoy the Cherokee. I bought it before I got into the club, and since wheeling it, and the more I wheel it, the more I just enjoy that platform. It's way more capable than a lot of people think it is, and it's fun.
It's vast country out there, and you got to kind of be aware of where you're at. And that was another thing of joining the club, is they kind of know the lay of the land and where you can and can't go, and certain areas are closed due to migration or whatnot. So you kind of got to be selective of where you go.
Lavapalooza is our club's annual event. That's our big fundraiser. And those funds we turn back into the community in our land use, advocacy, education, and stuff like that. Lavapalooza is 2 days of a bunch of trails. We'll have night runs. We'll have catered food and camping and just a lot of fun. It's been a great time.
We do other things like recovery events, learning how to use our winches, our kinetic ropes, soft shackles, and all of our recovery gear to help us out in a situation that we might, need it. We have quarterly tech events where we do different things, like the first aid tech event where we're going to have some very experienced first responders come in and teach us, anything from basic first aid to extreme trauma like bleeding, CPR, things like that we might need to help us when we're out on the trail. That's one thing that's really important to me, because it is a really fun sport to come out here and go wheeling, but it's inherently dangerous as well, and you can get injured very easily, very quickly. We got to be ready to prepare for that when help is hours away.
So our goal is to keep it clean and keep it open and educate the public on being better stewards of that land, so that way it's around and open for all of us to use for ever and ever. On June 7th, our club, Snake River Off-Roaders, is partnered with BLM, and we're going to bring some dumpsters out, and we're going to clean up this area along with several other areas where people come camp, they drop and leave their trash, a lot of trigger trash areas throughout here. Last year we did a big cleanup and removed just shy of 9,000 pounds of trash. And this year we plan to be out here June 7th and doing it again. We'd love to have you show up and help out.
Hey, welcome back to AYL TV. And just like down in Utah, land use issues up here in Idaho are a priority for the off-road community. And that's one of the reasons why we've partnered with the Mountain West Recreation Alliance. I've got Christina Schmidt, who's the Vice President of MWRA, and we're really glad to be involved with her organization.
Thanks for including us, Scott. I'm Christina with Mountain West Recreation Alliance. We advocate for full-size trails on public lands here in Idaho, and we work with BLM, Forest Service, and a variety of other agencies. One of the things that I got involved is because I love this location and I don't want access to it to be taken away.
Tell us, you've got a really cool trail project that you guys have been working on. Tell us really quick about that.
Yep, we're working on contemporary cultural sites. If you have a place in Idaho where your grandpa taught you to ride, bike, off-road, rock climb, whatever, we want to identify places that generations have played and maybe learned where to off-road and how to off-road or dirt biked. And we want to make sure that those areas are preserved for generations to come. So we focus on land use and full-size trails, but we want to unite all recreationists. Please go to our website, wraalliance.org. we're going to keep track of those and petition for them to become cultural heritage sites.
You know, that's important because some of the areas that I grew up using, like Salt Creek down in Canyonlands, have been closed for decades. I'll never be able to share that area with my kids. So I think that's an incredible thing that you guys are doing.
Thank you. And these areas are just as important as the redwoods or glaciers and those types of things. It's just a different generation and decade that it matters for.
I think that's a really important thing that you guys are doing, and we love it. We're glad to partner with MWRA, and we thank you guys for your hard work.
Thank you.
All right, well, while we're relaxing and enjoying ourselves, let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week on AYL TV, we're throwing it back as Rhea and I take you on a wild ride through Finch's Draw in Daggett County, where the terrain got rough and an axle paid the price. Plus, we're going to hit the Lost Creek Rose Meadow Loop near Aurora City. What a great ride. And Scott Huntsman puts Ready Lift Toyota Tacoma lift kit to the test. And the AYL crew takes you to the heart of Uganda for an adrenaline-pumping whitewater adventure. Just don't miss it. Now, let's take a look at our contest winner. This week's contest winner was submitted to us via email by Steve Reith and his dog Lacey, and it looks like Steve and Lacey are the lucky winners of a Clearly Tough windshield for their rig. Clearly Tough offers the strongest windshields on the market. Visit clearlytough.com for more information. Congratulations, Steve. Be sure to email us at social media at AYLTV.com, message us on Facebook, or leave us a voicemail at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize. Now, let's take a look at our calendar of events. First up, May 23rd and 4th, this is the Delta Classic Rock Crawl, which is one of the most competitive rock crawling competitions of the year. The event includes class divisions ranging from mild to wild and a rock race. Best of all, spectators get in free with free camping. Finally, June 12th through the 14th is the Moab Red Rock Rally, which is the premier side-by-side event in the Moab area. This rally is really going to offer some of the best rock crawling in the world, and it's one you won't want to miss.
Hey, next week's show looks fantastic. We have really enjoyed our time up here in Idaho. I would highly suggest that you take some time to do some research and find some places up here up north that you can explore this summer. We really enjoyed having the Boise Off-Road and Outdoor Expo experience. We want to thank the sponsors, Toyota and Taco Vinyl up there in Boise for their sponsorship. And we just want everyone to know how much we love getting out and exploring. And on that note, it's a great big world out there. So let's all go out and find adventures you love.